Hi guys, it's your honest homegirl Keisha Unique, and this is your homegirl horoscope for today. Um, some of you guys have to understand that some of the issues that you're having have nothing to do with the physical realm. Okay, this is something that is unseen, and I'm hearing also unheard of for some of you guys because some of you may have y'all may come from backgrounds where they're not very spiritual and they're more religious, and you keep wondering why something keeps happening, why something's not going right, and it's due to it being spiritual. Okay, this is something that's not physical. You're not going to see it like you see this bottle here. Okay, this is something that you may feel intuitively. This is something that you may just have a knowing, but you can't explain it type of energy. So there is a need for you to continue your spiritual practices, continue to meditate, continue to, sun gaze, continue to take your spiritual baths, continue to pray, continue to, you know, cleanse yourself. And when I say cleanse yourself, I'm talking about fasting, okay? I'm talking about you taking a break from food and allowing your body to starve out what may be going on within you that is unexplainable, okay? For many of you too, you keep thinking about a time frame, 144 on the time as I say that, and it's gonna take at least up to a year for you to really see a huge difference in something. Okay, whatever it is that you may be working on, whatever it is that you may be waiting for, because I feel like you put in the work already. You're just trying to see, like, when is this stuff is going to show, like when is this stuff going to manifest, when is something going to transpire. And it's going to take at least up to a year from now for anything to work out in, your favor, depending on what it is. Now, I was hearing about like a conflict between what's a divine masculine and feminine versus a karmic masculine and a karmic feminine. And honestly, it's two sides of the same coin. God gave us free will, right? So whatever you choose to do with your free will categorize you as a divine person or a karmic person. Because at the end of the day, we're all utilized as karmics or divine people in people's lives. That's why everybody has a different version of who you are or who you represented yourself as to other people. Because there are times where we were used as catalysts to go into a person's life, create some type of turmoil or chaos or conflict, but the only reason why you were sent there was to have that uproar, to have that tower moment for that person, for them to change. Because if that didn't happen and that didn't occur, they would have never changed. They would have never went back to the path that they were supposed to be on. They wouldn't have been realigned. Sometimes we're all utilized to be either a good person or a bad person in someone's life. We are all the villain and we are all, those divine beings. It's just, it depends on you. Okay, and then it also depends on what God is using you for as a vessel, because you could still be a good person and you could come into someone's life with good intentions, but because you're so good, because you're too sweet, because you're too kind, this person may cheat on you, they may lie on you, they may ghost you, they may do something to you, only for later on down the line that they realize that you were a earth angel, you were God, a gift God gave them, and they effed it up. And it took for that moment, whether it took a year, 3 months, 6 months, from whatever they did to you, right? It took for you to come into their life. You may have had good intentions, but you may have gotten hurt, and it hurt the, excuse me, it hurt them in the long run. Okay, my throat chakra is just like on fire, and I feel like maybe some of you guys may have felt like there was a need to say something or a need to do something or a need to speak up, and spirits like you were utilized for what you were utilized for. And I feel like this person that may have done you wrong, they may have a hard time expressing how they feel to you. They may have a hard time just expressing in general how they feel, and their throat chakra may be blocked, or they get choked up when it's time to talk. Or this could be you, because take it how it resonates. You may be on the other side of this coin right now, and I'm talking about you, and you may be the karmic, or you may be the divine person. Either way, we're all divine, we're all karmic. It all depends on how you utilize your free will. People, they just do too much with explaining things sometimes, and things are so simple. I don't know why the analogy of me being at the daycare, because I used to be a daycare provider and a daycare owner for several years, and it was the energy of, if adults actually learned from children, we would have a better life. We would be in a better place. Earth would be a better place, because children don't dwell on things. Us adults teach children to dwell on things, to continue to stay angry, to continue to stay mad, to continue to stay. Kids feel what they need to feel, and they keep on pushing, they keep on moving. You get what I'm saying? That's the real energy of feeling what you need to feel and move on. A child will sit there and cry, have a whole temper tantrum, and 20 minutes later, not even 20 minutes later, they are laughing and joking and being silly and doing what they love and being around the people that they like. Why can't adults do the same thing? Why do you make it so hard? Why do you make it so difficult? You get what I'm saying? And I feel like God placed children in my life to teach me that there's no need to hold on. There's no need to dwell. Like, I learned so much from younger people than I ever did dealing with adults. I learned, my daycare babies literally triggered me into healing my childhood traumas. Just watching them and how they paid attention to me and how I paid attention to them, it taught me so much about myself. It taught me about the world. It taught me about God. It taught me about just being back to the basics. And I feel like that's a theme for us right now, that we all need to get back to the basics and stop overwhelming ourselves with complicated issues and complicated problems. And just, a child is never going to do something that they don't want to do, unless you force. Like, I'm seeing like a child sitting at a table and them not wanting to eat. They're so stubborn that they will sit there, okay, at that table until that food gets cold, until you get fed up and you just throw the plate out, because guess what? They're not eating that. They have boundaries. They know boundaries naturally. When a kid says no, that it means no. Children naturally know good people and bad people, because they'll either come to you, or they'll run away from you, or they'll start crying, or they'll make a face. Every time I go outside and I'm shopping or I'm at the park, children always gravitated to me. Pets always gravitated to me. Insects that I'm scared of always gravitate towards me. And I could never understand why. And I used to ask my daycare people, like, why do y'all guys love me so much? I don't understand. And it clicked one day, and this is after I had closed my daycare, after I had moved and relocated, that I allowed them to just be. And I allowed them to be who they were without trying to force my opinions on them, or force my behaviors on them. I accepted them for who they were. They accepted me for who I was. And that's what made things so easy, at my daycare with my daycare babies. And I don't know why I keep talking about babies, but you guys, especially if you have children, pay attention to how they move in their natural state without your influence. And there are things that they will teach you. Like, one time I had a problem, and I couldn't really discuss it with my daycare babies, and I couldn't even tell it to them in layman terms for them to understand. But one of them just randomly came up to me, gave me a hug, and said, everything's going to be all right. Come play. And that literally was the answer that I needed. God spoke to me through those kids. And whatever I was stressing about, I left it alone, and I went and I played with my daycare babies. And guess what? I felt better. I felt lighter. And I actually, at the end of the day, after I closed that daycare, I got the answer that I seeked. So for some of you guys, you need to pay attention and learn from your children, because they're here to teach you guys. Even if you don't have kids, learn from them.